Hello, this is Douglas. This is scene 15, the jackpot, 16, the option, and 17, the albatross. By segue from 14, it's Bell's cowboy hat that's almost horn-like in the TV reflection. His comment upon Moss segues by way of the similar hat he wears while hailing a cab. Bell's bending hat might simultaneously associate Chigurh, given the overdrive pacing of the three chase motif. Ironically, Moss tells the cab driver, looking for a cheap motel, given the $2 million in his hand. And again, the frame highlights four numbers on the side of the cab, 2277. Which alludes back to the burning 77 Ford, as if to say the luck of 7 may crap out by way of throwing 2, or Chigurh snake eyes. This poker metaphor began when Bell worried about pushing his chips forward in the narration. Also 27, 72, and the sum of all the numbers, 18, maintain the number 3 motif. Moss's polite selection of a room, as he has the option, emphasizes the idea of free will over fate. How Moss deals with this hotelier contrasts with Chigurh's, where does he work pressure on the trailer lady threatens her life. Room number 138 adds up to 12. He takes a screwdriver, opens up the high wall vent, creating a portal like the blown out lock, and imitates the Scroogey actions of Chigurh. The hanger pole slides down the HVAC and portends Chigurh's gaslit fire in the car. As he walks out, the anticipatory sound of a ringing phone from the next scene is Chigurh calling Grandma, Carla's mother, looking for Moss. Why would I expect him? Chigurh glances at the phone bill. Del Rio, which also the location of Moss's Regal Hotel. Yet the call was to Odessa. Austin and Dallas are also on the phone bill. So Chigurh's tracking may involve some luck to get close enough to where the transponder begins to bleep. Moss buys some Larry Mann shoes, and white is all he wears in socks, associating him with an ordinary, good, every man. He cleans his bandaged, bloody feet with the same vertical shot that paralleled Chigurh's wrist cleaning in front of a basin and a mirror. We jump to a night scene where Moss is in a cab returning back to the hotel. He notices a pickup truck, very similar to the Desert Chase River scene. He tells the driver, "Drive around." Cabby worries about getting himself caught up in a jackpot. "Let's call it square." The driver relents when handed a $100 bill. The emphasis on round to square highlights the shape motif, and the opposite meaning of the word jackpot is entirely flipped, understood only by its context of trouble, punning the pot of gold Moss discovered. And ironically, his acceptance of $100 came from the very same pot. Scene 17 is the albatross. Also at night, driving, from Chigurh's point of view, we are now with the hunter. He has an eagle perched in the front of the car. He drives by a sign indicated 90, route left, Del Rio right. The 3 and O motifs recur. A green transponder on the seat. There's an eagle emblem on the hood of the car. He approaches a bridge with over 30 visual triangular metal links adorned with steeple lights, as if he's entering a church. A black crow perched on the railing. He aims carefully and shoots, but misses. A careening bell sound. The crow survives, flies off to the left, behind and over the car, which makes a right turn after crossing the bridge. This is swapped for God knows what car, Bell predicted. The bird motif continues with the eagle and crow, foreshadowing feathers with the later killing scenes, floating around Shigor, Iswell's down chair, and the chicken coop. Recalling Moss shooting and missing the deer, this begs the question of Shigor's intent. To characterize him now as a killer, just to kill, is the obvious surface characterization of a heartless soul killing an innocent bird for no apparent reason. The illusion strongly parallels the rhyme of the ancient mariner, where a ship lost at sea finds its way by the sudden appearance of an albatross. They follow back to shore. Though one sailor, after the fact, randomly decides to shoot and kill the bird for no reason. Needless to say, the gods were angered, setting them adrift in Coleridge's poem. Shigor, just driving out into the night, hoping to randomly get close to Moss in the bleeping, is similar to Moss running in one random direction, escaping luckily to the river by way of the lightning. Also, the directional parallel, as Moss moved away from the black pit bull, Shigor doesn't follow the black bird. Instead, he turns the other way. Thus, the purpose in shooting at the bird was to gain some symbolic information to help discover Moss, which it does. Ultimately, why Shigor shot at the bird is unclear, ambiguous, and uncertain, and capable of several reasonable interpretations, all within the ambiguity theme.